Okay, let's see here. And we have to limit the chat. Yeah, right now we are coming down. Pretty steady retracement happening. Steady retracement happening. Okay, so basically for this gold, I entered as the candle was open, thinking that, okay, maybe we're gonna continue to push up, but I want to take a trade. So the stop loss, you know, was like a 32 pip stop, but my stop loss was not 32 pips. My stop loss was within the range. It was within the range. And then this entry I took when the candle started right here. When the candle started, I'm like, okay, well, you know, like I'll have the same stop loss. So stop loss was like, you know, within the range. The reason why the stop loss was within the range was that if we have volume and we are trying to push bullish, that we are trying to push up, then this candle should have no business coming back down in the range. So that's why the stop loss was placed right down over here. Missed the morning trade, but no rush. If you don't get profit, said no trade. Yep, that's correct. It's Friday and you had the profit today. Yeah, made about $98, 98 bucks. Very happy. You know, this account growth has been outstanding. If I can find a trade somewhere later on, like a good setup, it's going to be really cool to get this account to a solid 4,000. You know, getting this to a solid 4,000. Wow, man! I remember the time back in 2018. Back in 2018, I was trading an account, and that account was at 9,940 or 50, something like that. You know, and I'm like, okay, let's end the day at 10,000. You know, I already made like 700, 800 that day. So I'm like, okay, let's end it at 10,000. Me chasing that extra $60, $70 to get it to 10,000, I ended the day at 9,700 something. You know, and I'm like, man, shit, you know? So this happens to a lot of people. Like a lot of you guys, like, you know, you're chasing that even number, and as you chase that even number, you fucking lose. Like, you lose the gains you've made in the past too. In the video you show your trades, but that trade was not as long as nowadays trades. Can you explain why? Yeah, like, you know, those trades I found it a little bit more. Those trades I found, I don't know, like now. So what I'm doing now, I'm strictly focused on breaks of zones. That's it. Those trades explained there, that wasn't sort of like explaining the trades. That was more like for you to understand the lower time frame versus the high time frame. To kind of understand, like, you know, how the lower time frame builds the overall higher time frame. So those weren't really basically trades, because, like, you know, we didn't have information to the left hand side. We didn't have any zones formed. Why don't you write a book with all the content and publish it? Maybe, like, you know, that's in my vision, because I saw Q Banks release a book, so I'm like, okay. And there's another guy I know, he released a book, so maybe. All right, what's going on over here, YouTube? Welcome YouTube. I forgot about you guys. How do you manage to lose less than 10 pips every time? Can you explain one of your loss, how you managed? It's really impressive. Yeah, let's take a look at this right here. So let's take a look at this right here. So this pips right here, right? 15, yeah, 8 pips. Let's take a look at it. So this was a loss right over here. What the fuck was I doing here? What was I doing? This is a buy. Oh, okay. This is a buy here. Yeah, I took a buy here, anticipating the price is going to continue pushing up, but it started retracing, and I was like, you know, if it's going to hit my stop loss, I don't want to take the full loss. So I closed at this right here. This also I closed. This closed. So I was doing some sort of dynamic risk. I was adding positions to the trade. So yeah, let's take a look at this one right here. This was a buy. Oh, this was a buy. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is sick. Let's take a look at this. 7 pip loss, right? So this was a buy. As the candle was coming down, it didn't break the high. It was coming down. It was closing it was close to the low of this previous candle. Now I'm like, oh, like, yeah, like, you know. So I mostly act on my intuition. I acted on my intuition. I closed. This I took a full loss here for some reason, you know. But yeah. Let's take a look at this right here. Can you show us how to close partials on CTrader? Yeah. So if I take a trade, then I'm gonna show you. Wow, look at that. Pound yen is still pushing up. We're close to 196. When was the last time we were at 196? Oh, okay, right here. Right here. In 2008. In 2008, we were at 196. And before that, we were super bullish. And then 2008 came and we continued to push down. Your risk management is impressive. Sometimes I lie myself. There's a gravity agreement. I think you explained this week. Very candle close. Can I buy now? What? Buy now what? Can you please show us how to close half? Getting in? Yeah. Buy what? No. What? No. I think what you need to do, Ramin, and don't take this the wrong way. I think what you need to do is you need to close this live stream, and you need to go watch some of the webinars to really understand when to buy, when to take a buy trade, when to take a sell trade, because you need to understand that and learn that first. Because, like, you know, paying $100 just to be here, just to think that you may get a profitable trade, it's not going to work out for you. It's not going to work out for you. So because you need to learn first, go to the webinars, participate more, send analysis, work on those analysis, and aim to make $100 from trading. Because once you make $100 towards trading, then that pays for your subscription. You know, so that's the most important thing. Please show today's trade taken and idea behind it. Yeah, so it was a buy here. We were looking for buys for price to break above to fill this wick. And we did that. But currently now what's going on is, you know, the issue is that ideally we have a clean range here to the downside, you know, and we have these clean candles here to the left hand side. But this is an area of problems, you know, so, and it's a heavy bullish momentum, and we have to wait for a candle to close some sort of with a support forming or something like that. But pound yen also, like, you know, it's going to be pretty good for pound yen to kind of, like, you know, do some sort of a retracement, because now we have a clean range here on pound yen. Look at this clean range, 89 pip range, 90 pip range here. Wow. I've closed 90% in GJ and moving my stop loss after a 15-minute candle. It's okay. Oh man, that's amazing. Even if you can move your stop, like if you can trail your stop loss, trailing your stop is going to be amazing. If you can trail it down over here, or, like, you know, yeah, down over here would be fine. Like, you're just letting go of 20 some odd pips, but yeah. All right, yeah. Gold just waiting here. Waiting for a sign on gold. Waiting for a potential support for bullish. For bullish? No. Waiting for potential support. That's it. Writing anything else will be way too much information, right? So just keep it nice and simple. Waiting for support. That's it. That is it, buddy. That is it. Webcam dead. Raja, we can't see you. Why you guys want to see me? All right. Ooh, Mr. Faiz is driving at the point. Driving at this point. Amazing. All right, let's do this. Can you show us to put multiple take profits on CTrader? Sure. If something happens, then we're going to take a look at that. When is bootcamp in Nepal? I have no idea. I don't think there's going to be a bootcamp in Nepal. I don't think so. You know, I don't want to keep your hopes up, but I'm just going to be real with you. I don't think that's going to be a possibility. I'm not going to say ever, but maybe, you know, but 98% not happening. Do you watch for 5 and 15 minute? No, only 15 minute. Only 15 minute. I only look at the 15 minute. If you look at the 15 minute now and just look at the candles, look at the size of the candles, they're getting smaller slowly. Let me get these new batteries. Okay, what's this? Can you please talk about how news affect trade on the Q&A session? Because I really need to know this from your perspective. Okay, so what we're going to do is later on, we're going to create a document where you'll be able to submit some of the questions, or you know what we're going to do? We're just going to do open mic. Yeah, open mic is going to be better. Take a look at this over here, gold. Oh, wow, look at that. Gold is now breaking above. There's so much volume over here. This is so volatile, right? Even if you're looking at a stop, you're looking at a 36, 39 pip stop. Looking at the 5 minute to see here, breaking above 23 pip stop. Wow, this is insane volume over here. Like a complete rejection. But to be fair, we didn't break the low of the previous 30-minute candle. Maybe with the spread a little bit, but yeah, wow, look at that. 23.44. I think this wick is going to get filled over here with this volume. One question about the first trade on gold yesterday. Before you executed, price went over 120 pips almost straight up. Ooh. Wow, gold is gone. Whoever has a runner at this point is running at almost close to 90 some odd pips. Let's see here. Okay, one question about your first trade on gold yesterday. Before you execute, price went over 120 pips almost straight up. But that was the reason I hesitated to execute. But how did you know the price will go further up without any retracement? What was your confirmation for that? Which one? This one? Buys or sells? I don't know. This one. I haven't watched advanced confirmation video content, so I don't know confirm about 15-minute confirmation. Yeah, 15-minute confirmations are tough. Which one? This one? This trade? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, this was impulse entry. Like on the 30-minute. Yeah, this was. I think we were talking about this trade in Discord as well. I think so. Yeah, this was an impulse entry. We broke above the high, price went up, and then secured 20 pips. Yeah, that was an impulse entry. I just partial TP yesterday on PC. I need to close for and go out. It didn't close partials. Is this happens to you? No, I'm always watching. I'm always watching the charts. Like when I go out, I just keep one TP. I don't do partials when I go out. Does BOJ speech making the gold move? Maybe, maybe. But for me, it's price action to fill the wick. For me, it's price action. Yeah, this was a lot of volatility here. Ooh, what the fuck? Look at that. Look at this. 60 pip 1 minute candle. That is wild. This is not normal volume, and when there's these are the bonus moves you get. These are all the bonus moves you get, but this is definitely not a regular volume. Yeah, this is not a regular volume. Let's take a look at this over here. Yeah, you're right, Luke. We have come up here at this point. Probably that's why we're sort of rejecting it. And above 2348, you got all that range to go to 2360 right over here. Maybe this is a area of interest now. Could you click the symbol section on the right sidebar of your C Trader so we can see some of your trades? Yeah, right here. Symbol section. All these gold trades right here. Look at this. Buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. Only 2 trades in pound yen. Rest are all gold. All right, let's take a look at pound yen over here. Pound yen candles are getting smaller and smaller. Oh, with the calendars. This is gold right over here. Do you still trade live? Sure, yes. So you can show us, we keep center and chart. Thank you. Center of the chart. This thing right over here, you see at the bottom? These blocks, just move these blocks. Would it be a chance to execute on gold on 15-minute when it broke the high of the last red candle? To be honest, I see, for me, that was a little bit risky. That was risky because we were moving really quick. We were moving really fast. So I want stable market environment. Like in a highly volatile market environment, if you're in a buy, if your running is running, that's all good. But if you're looking for if you're looking for a solid trade with strong fundamental reasoning behind it, it has to be like very, I would say, like calm market environment. Let's take a look at this. Mindika has been smashing it. Wow, beautiful. You caught that whole move over there. Please show how to close partials in C Trader. Man, honestly, sometimes I think you guys are handicapped for some reason. Literally. What's this? Let's go over here. Let's go to YouTube and let's do how to close partials in C Trader. Perfect. The second biggest search engine in the world. Closing positions, canceling orders. How to close position on C Trader. How to set up, C Trade tutorial, multiple take profits, move stop loss to break even. Oh wow, what's this? Part closing a trade on C Trader. Oh wow. Oh my god, 4 months ago. Closing positions. Oh my god, look at that. C Trader. Oh shit. This is wild. How to set up advanced take profit. Oh wow. Man, come on. Come on. Let's use some skills over here. Let's use some skills. All right. Let's see what YouTube chat is up to over here. Can you show us all trade with open time of this account? Can you show us what's your overall profit at this point? Wow, man, you guys are so demanding. $250 to $360 in 2 days. Oh, very nice. MashaAllah. That's very, very good. That is good, but man, this has reached this boiling point at this area. Wow. Gold, what a solid move. Pound yen is still pumping. Still pumping pound yen. This is just insane the way pound yen is pumping. The candle broke the high and candle formed big wick. But the range next candle turned huge bearish, and again next candle was bullish. What happened, sir, at 5 p.m. UAE time? If you don't mind, please explain, sir. I'm able to understand. 5 p.m. UAE time. Send a chart. Send a chart so we can take a look at that. Where did you place stop loss on today's buy trade? I took the same trade and placed on 5-minute candle. I placed the stop loss somewhere in the range. My stop loss was somewhere in the range, you know, because this was right over here. Yeah, somewhere down over here my stop loss was in the range. Have you revoked your Canadian citizenship? No. Where'd you get that idea from? Would you please share with us the whole history of 1,000 account? Can we learn from your risk management technique? Sure. It's all on my Instagram. Can gold continue its uptrend or will it reverse? I don't know. We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait. Maybe now the next time of volume we get would be in, you know, pre-London or London Open. Because from pre-London, no, sorry, pre-New York and New York Open. Because from pre-London, look at it, 9, 10, 11. From pre-London, we have moved like 120 pips, right? $12. Gold has moved $12. If you look at pound yen over here, oh, damn, pound yen has moved almost 100 pips at this point. Almost 100 pips for pound yen, almost, you know, like 120 pips on gold. So we've moved all this in pre-London, London Open. So maybe like as we move into, you know, like deeper into the London Open and closer to pre-New York, we may start to consolidate for volume to come in at New York Open or NYSE. You know, because wow, we have really moved a lot on gold and massive, massive move on pound yen. This is wow, you know, like look at the 15 minutes, like look at this candle right over here. No wick to the bottom side. Wick fill to be upside, bullish volume, but still this could be a rejection as well. You know, this could be a rejection as well. And oof, just insane. This is where I don't try to sell. This is where I don't try to sell. Like in the beginning, I would take buys. No, I take sells because I think that, okay, we reached the high, we should go back down. So I would take sells and lose and take sells again and lose and take sells again. It's just fucked up. You know, very bad. I took one trade on one setup. I made my psyche such that if I see my setup again, should I trade again? That's amazing. Are you fully escaped from Canada tax or still paying? Still paying. We still have business running in Canada. You know, still got properties in Canada. Still paying corporate tax there, payroll tax. Then I'm paying income tax on my payroll, paying the property tax, and paying, like, you know, some other benefit taxes you have to pay. So that situation is still running there. Okay. So yeah, just gonna wait over here. How many pairs should I be studying? Asking because if you only have one, you may not always have a trade every day. You know, that's fine. Even if you don't have a trade every day, that's totally fine. There's no problem in that. There's no problem in that. Taking the flip of the 30-minute. Taking the flip of the 30-minute here? No. No. No, no, no. Not taking the flip of the 30-minute. No, that's going to be risky. That's going to be risky. You know, now I'd rather wait for pre-New York, New York Open to wait to have some sort of a support form for price to move. But, you know, at the same time, it's Friday. We've seen like a lot of people will lose trades on Mondays because they're in a rush, and on Fridays because, you know, the market's going to close and they want to get some trades in. So you guys lose the most on Fridays. So on Fridays, if you have one winning trade, just call it a day. You know, I've made about $98 today on this account. So $98 is how much? 98 divided by 3. 2.5%. 2.5%. $98. That's amazing. But still, you know, if by NY Open or NYC Open, if I can get an opportunity to take this 97.79 to 4,000, I will take that opportunity. Should I start MFU from start here and after that? No, you should start from start here. Yes, that's correct. That is correct. What do you think about the 20 pips challenge? Turning $20 into 52,000 in 30 trades? Brother, like, I would rather chop my hands off than to focus on a fucking 20 pip challenge from $20 to 52,000 in 30 days. That's not happening. Maybe for 2% people out there that may happen. And if you think you're out of those 2%, go do it, you know, and then come back. We'll see how that goes. So no, $20, no. Not $20. Trust me. I passed my prop firm challenge today, and based on your support, resistance methodology, and 30-minute time frame, what's this? Not even started your course yet. Been following a couple of months. Watch your free stuff. Learn. Oh wow! All you subscribe to one-time payment plan from Market Fluidity. Amazing, amazing. Welcome. I can pass my funded account in a week or two. No. You may be able to do that. You know, it may happen, but I'd say like 50-50. Yeah. Do you find NY session, especially NY, NYC Open, very tricky to trade? Yes. Please create Magic Key for C Trader. Yes, we have Magic Keys for C Trader. Hey, good morning. Let's take a look at Pound Yen. Wow, look at that. Pound Yen. Damn. See, Pound Yen didn't even create a support for a counter trend sell. You know, like if you guys have gone through the counter trend trading section, it didn't even create a support for a counter trend sell. You know, let alone just taking a sell because one candle closes bearish. Didn't even create any support or something like that. Just continued pushing. What is this? Gold over here as well. Gold over here as well. The biggest thing you can do for yourself, being in a community, like now I'm not going to talk about, like, you know, being only in Market Fluidity University or, like, you know, any community you're in. The best thing you can do for yourself is to start participating, because the more you participate, the better you get. The worst thing you can do for yourself is to just die in silence. Like, there are a lot of guys who just die and they lose and they are just silent about it. You don't have to be silent about it. Man, you're in a community. Take full advantage of that. How much it will average cost to register a company in Dubai for an Indian? It doesn't matter if you're Indian, Swedish, American. It doesn't matter. But it costs like... I paid 25,000 dirhams, you know. When trading with 1K account, do you think it's okay to hide the risk 5% per trade to gain more noticeable? No. There's no such thing as a noticeable gain. There's no such thing as a noticeable gain. Listen, you want to be profitable? Look at this. Look at this. Yesterday, I made $28 on this account, and then I called it a day, okay? $28. This was the same trader. So I took 2 trades. I made $28. Okay, today I'm up $98. Current week I'm up $400. You know, current week I'm up $400. 24. On the 24th, I took 1 trade, made $72. 23rd, I took 2 trades, made about $80. You know, 22nd, I took 1 trade, made $162. You know, so sometimes I'm making $28. Sometimes I'm making, like, you know, almost like $100. So you gotta take things slow. And man, listen, this account, very soon this account is going to be at $10,000. $10,000 because I'm leveraging time. I'm leveraging time and my knowledge to see that, okay, slowly, consistently, where I can take this account. Do you use fixed lot? Yeah, I use fixed lot. So now I'm using 0.35 lots. Is that including commissions? No, that's, look, man, it says realized dollars. Is realized means like dollars, you know, after commission. I want to documenting what? I want to documenting my first journey from $10 to 1 million. Blah 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 blah. Man, just don't even think about it or try. $10 to 1 million, man. Wow. What's wrong with you guys? You guys eating crows in the morning? $10 to 1 million? No, like, you know, like you can't even say, oh, Raja, you're being unsensitive. It can be done. Well, it can't be done. Like, just think logically. Think logically. You know, don't even try to come at me. Oh, you're being insensitive. No, I'm telling you facts. It's just going to waste your time. That's the reason you're only starting with $10. You know, how do you scalp from 5 to 10 lots to 50 to 100? It's the same thing. Price moves the same way, whether you're using a 10 lot or a 1 lot or a 100 lot. Price moves the exact same way. Cutting losses short, there's no video. Will that come? Yes. Yes. It's scheduled to be there on the 4th of May. First week of May. It's scheduled to be there first week of May. Sir, during running trade, how would I know the price would give me 10 to 15 pips or 25 to 30 pips? Should I better close 10 to 15? Yeah, close 10 to 15. You know, and also look at the range to the left hand side. Like if you look at this range here to the left hand side, look at that range. Look at how big of a wick we have right over here. So this was the idea. If this is a 60 pip range, right? If this is a 60 pip range, what can we get out of it? 60 pip range, you can easily get 20 pips out of it. And that's what I got today, 20 pips. Thank you, buddy. I agree with you. The best thing I did was join the community. Believe me, there's a big difference between trading with community and trading alone. Yes, exactly. Huge difference. Huge difference. Like, you know, and I'm a big fan of, like, you know, talking about my setup I'm about to trade and talking about the trade I'm about to execute on, you know, giving, like, you know, like really seeing if this actually works, you know, and if it works, amazing. If it doesn't work, then you just lose less. You know? So if I look at it this way, I made $98 today, which is, I made $98 today, which is 3.5 times more than what I made yesterday. Can you process this? Yesterday I made $28. I made 98 today, which is 3.5 times more than what I did yesterday. Amazing. Best stock to invest in, please, Raja. I don't know. I don't know nothing about stocks. Can I know on-screen MagicKey support for CTrader? Yes, it does work. Now I took long on the Tesla previous 1 hour bullish candle. Profit 75 pips, 2 pips done. Very nice. My hedge. Beautiful. Do you have a list of conditions to check to enter fixed strategy, or do you also use some emotions? No. Whenever you're entering a trade, you need to know exactly what the conditions are. Exactly what the conditions are to enter the trade. So I do have conditions to enter the trade. Yeah, this is where I talk about this, you know. So this is our group, whatever. Whenever we execute a trade, we have strict conditions on what to do if a candle goes against us or in our favor. I'll go take a shower, and by the time I'm done, we should be moving bullish if the candle. No, what the fuck? Holds a bearish candle. Okay, the odds of moving bearish are smaller. This is where we talk about gold buys. The odds of moving bearish are smaller. If we do not move bearish, then the candle will be smaller, close back in the range. The odds of moving bullish, I was in a rush because I had to go take a shower. The odds of moving bullish are higher, so the candle moving bullish will be bigger as we have to fill the wick to the left hand side. And then, you know, my entry, whatever, and then, like, you know, we moved up. Look at this. Boom, 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 boom. So, yeah, it was good. We don't have the recent data for the MT5 simulator. We'll check. GJ, would you enter when the current 30-minute candle close bearish, or will you wait for a big retracement? To be honest, if I'm looking for a sell on pound yen, okay, if I'm looking for a sell on pound yen, this is what I would do. I would wait for price to create support. Okay, because trend is very bullish, extremely bullish. I would wait for price to create support. When price will break support, that's when I would look for a sales on pound yen. And that's called a counter trend trade, you know? So one candle, one or two candles closing bearish doesn't mean we're going to go down. I mean, it can go down, but a better way to take a sell would be to wait for a support to form in the beginning, you know, at least, because in beginner's luck happens when you execute a trade and it works out in your favor. That's where beginner's luck happens, you know. And very soon this beginner's luck, it goes away, you know. And when it goes away, man, then the downturn comes in where you just keep losing. You can't win a trade. You don't know what the fuck is going on, you know, because you didn't look at the structure. So in a heavy uptrend, wait for a support to form, wait for that support to break, and then you're like, okay, you know what? Now I'm going to take a sell. Because look, you have all this range over here. Wow, look at that. Amazing. 100 pip range. I'm getting confidence after. Oh, very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Sachin. How long will it take to learn your strategy? 35 years, 35, 36 odd years. You know, I'm 37, so I'm still learning. So I'm going to give you 1 year, like, you know, I'm going to give you 1 year head start. So 35 years. 35. What was your deposit start balance and when? Deposit was $1,000 on this account. I deposited $1,000 on the 11th of March, right here. Man, this is still so cool to see. On the 11th of March, I deposited 1,000 and then started to grow it. You know, look at the stop loss here, like stops, like, you know, losing way less. This was a big loss, whatever. But yeah. What about the 10K to 100K? Yeah, it's there. You know, I'm planning to, like, I got like almost 58K over there. I'm planning to surprise my wife on my birthday. So I'm gonna withdraw this for that. Okay, where is it? This one right here. This account right here. This that I'm building this only to kind of, like, you know, show that if you give a $1,000 account, let's say 6 months, you can grow it to 10,000. You know, 1,000 to 10,000 in 6 months. 100%, 100% doable in 6 months, right? How amazing is that? If I told you, bro, listen, if you follow whatever there is in Market Fluidity University, in 6 months, you'll take your $1,000 account to 10,000. Like, how great of a deal is that, right? That's a great deal. That's an amazing deal. And any sane person will say, okay, like, you know, yeah, that's a great deal, man. Like 1K to 10K in 6 months. Oh, that's amazing. Even if I reached 5K from 1K to 5K in 6 months, that's still great. That's an amazing deal. You know, but most guys, what they're going to do is after fucking 6 days, after 6 days, the trading plan goes out the window. The risk management goes out the window. Everything just goes out the window. Any tips on marrying the right person? What confirmation do you look for? I am just lost for words. Look at if the person can support you. Look at if the person has good confirmations for support. You know, the person shouldn't have any resistance in whatever you want to do. There should be no resistance. There should be just support based on whatever the fuck you want to do. You know, so they should support you. They should show no resistance. If there's no resistance, then that person can be very volatile. You know, the person can go to the highs and go to the lows. It's going to be very, very volatile. And volatility is very strange. You don't want volatility. You know, you want stable price action, shows no resistance, and just shows support. That's it. That's what you want. There you go. Yeah, we don't want volatility. No volatility in a relationship. Wow, look at this 1 hour candle. Just cock rocking itself all the way up. All right, let's take a look at gold over here. Gold is still pushing up. Gold is now in this range. 1 hour, even from the left hand side. On the 30-minute, that's much more clear. Look at this. The 30-minute. Right here. 23.48. We're at the same area now. So yeah, just gonna wait over here. We'll have to wait. Oh wow, what's this? This week I turned $500 to $4,500. The count would have been 18,000, but missed 2 entries last night and tonight. I only trade GJ for 100 pips. Wow, that's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Why aren't you in Market Fluidity University? Maybe we can learn something. When you decide to increase lot size, depends. So I've been using 0.35 lots. As soon as I hit 4,000 on this account, as soon as I hit 4,000, then I'm going to increase it to 0.4. Yeah. Then I'm going to increase it to 0.4. So then once it reaches 5,000, I'm going to increase it to 0.5 and so on and so forth. So if I reach, let's say like 4,400, I'm going to increase it to 0.45. So that's how I'm increasing the lot size. Everybody can learn a strategy in 1 hour, but experience and practicing is also key. Much more important to that, being a part of a community. Being a part of the community is also very, very important. When you're a part of a solid community, like in Market Fluidity here, we have like a lot of experienced traders too. They're very experienced, right? So having a community that helps you a lot more. Because maybe sometimes you don't want to ask a certain question because you may think, oh, guys are going to think it's a stupid question, I shouldn't ask that. But then you're going to have someone else having more balls than you. They would ask that question, and that question will be answered, and you'll be like, oh yeah, oh okay. I wasn't the only one. Maybe this guy had the same issue. Good thing he asked it, and that was answered. Can I send a file here for risk management for MT5? No, not on Zoom. Not on Zoom. Raja 2018 vibes, come on, Raja sir, can you show us your last trade? Yeah, it was a buy. So if you go back in the video, you're going to see it. Please don't forget to like. Yes, please like the channel, subscribe. That's the fee you have to pay. May I ask roughly what's the percentage is that taken from your Canadian income? What? What percentage? That's irrelevant. From your Canadian income percentage? 30%, 35%. Okay, what's this? GJ buys. Is one red candle enough to buy if it breaks the high of the red candle? Okay. I'm just asking because it pushed up so strong. Yeah, I mean, let's say if this candle closes. So if this candle closes bearish, and you're saying that if the next candle breaks the high, is that enough for price to go up? I would say no. The only reason is because, you're right. We've already moved like 100 pips on pound yen. And if you look at previously, right? Yeah, we've already moved up a lot. No, one candle won't be enough. For price to really continue to push up, we would want a solid pullback, support form, and then move up. But if we break that support, then we can go down. Can we take cocaine at entry time? Yeah, I mean, if it's a good trade, especially in an impulse entry, sure, why not? I don't endorse it, by the way, but it's totally up to you. I don't know what your habits are, your daily routine. Maybe you're on that medication, or I don't know. What's the best lot size for $15,000? What's the best lot size for $15,000? Hey, man, listen. You don't even know what the lot size is for $15,000, and who gave him $15,000 in the first place? Who gave him $15,000 in the first place to trade? You should just put in 5,000 and just focus on that first instead of using 15,000. How do you define impulse entry in short? It's a very complicated question, trust me. Very complicated question. Whenever you're looking to see that, okay, if I'm going to take a trade, and whenever you take a trade, and now you're like, okay, where should my TP be? It's not about where your take profit should be. It's all about how much are you willing to secure. That's it. So that's what I do. 15, 20 pips. That's it. How often do you trade your multi-million dollar account? I don't. I liquidated it. We had to we had to buy some property and had to buy the Rolls Royce. Look at it. How does he have the patience? Yeah. Wow, look at that. Anyway, gold. Look at that. We're still breaking above this high over here. Oof. Can I finish the modules on MFU in a month? Sure. But if you're thinking you're gonna get in for a month and then leave and have all the knowledge, no, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. Because you're only gonna come in if you believe that you can make $100. Because that $100 is gonna go towards your subscription. So if you believe you can make $100, that's it. That's it. Because I tell everyone, man, listen, it's super, super easy to make $100. If not in 1 week, 2 weeks. That's it. That's all you got to do. Focus on 100. Because if once you keep focusing on 100, after 2 months, you're going to be focusing on 200. Then after, like a month more, you're going to be focusing on 400, then 500, then 1500. So it compounds. It grows over time. So you got to get in that mindset that, okay, my mindset is to make at least 100 so I can take care of a bill. Then maybe 2 months later, you're going to be like, okay, now my account has compounded because I was disciplined. I was treating this slow and steady. Let's focus on 200. Let's focus on 400. And going from 400 to 1,000 a week, man, it's quick. It's very quick. The beginning is very, very difficult, The beginning is very, very difficult. But once you get to 400, you get to 600, then you get to 800 and 1,000. Imagine once you get to 1,000 a week from trading, you're like, wow, this is where the change is happening now. How come you are not hungry for money? I make a few K a week and then I'm more hungry. You know what? Like we really had to invest some money in some other ways, So a point comes where it's not about the money you're making. It's about the kind of a process you're building for bigger growth down the line. Obviously, we've made enough to put some away, but at the end of the day, it all depends on what sort of fundamentals you're basically building, passive income, properties, rental income. Hey Raja, right now my trading account is 700. I have 20K in my savings. Should I deposit more in my trading account or should I go with 700? Okay, so I'm going to give you an advice, Sachin. Stay at 700, grow the 700 to 1,000. If you can grow the 700 to 1,000, then deposit 5K. Deposit 5K and then trade with that. By all means, I'm not like a financial advisor, but I would do this if I was in this situation. You don't have to, but this is what I would do. Can we apply MFU learnings to crypto trading as well? I don't know. I went with 1K to 1,300 within 2 weeks, and now I'm at 8% drawdown within a month. Are you making notes on the trades? Are you looking at your trades? What's going on? I have a question every time I do analysis. The market moves in different directions. I'm sorry. Whatever. This was me after 3 weeks, of trading. Whenever I do analysis, market moves in the opposite direction. But after some time, it moves as per my initial analysis. How do I fix this thing? Okay. So the problem is this. Market does move in your direction later on, which happens to me sometimes too. Sometimes I'll take a trade and I'll lose that trade, and then I'll see that price move in my way. When price moves in my way, I do analysis on that. I do analysis at that point when it moved in my way, so I can understand that, okay, how could I have given my trade a second chance? Does that make sense? Because your analysis went the opposite way, then price moved in your way, then look at where it moved in your way and then ask yourself, how could you have given your trade a second chance? How often should we withdraw the funds if we are in profits? It depends on what you want to withdraw. I'm going to do a withdrawal later on here, later on in the day. I'm going to do a withdrawal for 400, and that's going to be my first withdrawal from this account. I'm going to do $300-400 withdrawal. So, wow, look at this pound yen. Look at these candles. These candles are now getting smaller now. How much you risk per trade? 2%. 2 to 3%. 2 to 3%. I don't use risk reward. I think risk reward is very, very subjective. I just go based off of feels, but my aim always is to lose as little as possible. Even if I think price is going to go against me, and then this thought comes in my mind, oh no, Raja, keep it may go in your favor. No, I don't entertain the thought that, oh, I hope it goes up. No, if it goes against me, I'm on survival mode. You got to be on survival mode. You got to be on a survival mode all the time. So can you explain a couple of your losers? Maybe. And sir, I got funded for 10K, risking only $120. Wow, beautiful. That's very nice. Do you stop trading for 1 hour after London session? Yes, I did stop. Would you reckon this 15-minute as resistance to correct some move down? Yeah, but to entertain a move down, I need a support form, and the price needs to break that support to go down. Wow, look at that. We're cooling off on gold here as well, I guess. We're cooling off on gold here too. I tell myself to stop over trading, but still do it. So I ask if you can just say, please, Kevin, stop over trading. Bro, listen, just stop it. This not only goes for Kevin, it goes to everyone else there too. Why are you playing yourself? Why, look, okay. Look at this. Today, just one trade. Took one trade, 2 positions, and that's it. $98. I don't have to trade again. I don't have to even entertain the idea of me executing a trade because I made $98, $98 in 5 minutes. So I'm good. So that's what you gotta tell yourself, that whatever money you made, and then see that, okay, how long it took you to make that money being in that trade or looking at the chart. What were you doing? I was literally at the gym when I was doing analysis, when I was sending analysis in the Discord. I was driving home. I came home, and then I saw price doing this. I'm like, okay, let me take a buy. I took the buy, and then I'm like, okay, you know what? And then I took a second position, and then, and then I went for a shower, and then I came to the office, and now we're doing this live stream. Impulse entries were helpful, or other entry strategy? Impulse entries, man, trust me, impulse entries were amazing from the start, from the beginning, because a lot of times we're told that wait for the candle to close in your direction to take a trade and whatnot, but sometimes as we're waiting for the candles to close, price just continues fucking moving, and you're just stuck. You're like, oh, it happens all the time, and that's where impulse entries help a lot. That's where impulse entries help a lot. Can you please check NAS 100? Can you please send a chart? Why did avoid first breakout in gold morning? First breakout? Which one? This one? This one right here? Because this wasn't at the pre-London. Whoa! God damn! Whoa! What the fuck is this? Wow! Bro, this is one candle. This is one candle falling 100 pips. Boy, oh boy. God damn! Whoa, this thing is pushing nuts. Look at that. Rock cocking itself all the way down over here. Man, what's going on over here? Wow, this is insane. Jeez. How bad was this news? How bad was this news for this to happen? Let's take a look at this over here. Wow, what the fuck is going on? I don't even know what's going on over here. Someone said something has to say something. RBA to inflict 2 more rate hikes. Central bank. Wow, but it's not red folder. Wow, this is wild. This is wild. Gold is still pushing up over here. Gold pushed up, but wow, this is nothing to do with the yen. This is to do with the pound. Because if this was something to do with the yen, it would affect, gold too. Man, I'm staying far away from this nonsense. This is nonsense, man. This is nonsense. Oh, UJ is the same? It's VOJ? Yeah. I don't know. Whoever this is, I'm staying away from this. This is just nonsense. I don't want to do anything with this. Nah, man. Not me. I'm staying away. Oh, wow. This is wild. Yeah. Smart money concepts would call this, oh, that's a liquidity hunt to grab stop losses. This is insane. Wow, look at this move. A 200 pip move. 200 in 2 minutes, right? 2 minutes? Yeah, 200 in 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, 200 pip move. Crazy. Crazy. Yeah, I'm staying away from this. I'm going to wait for the 15-minute candle to close on this. I'm not going to fuck around with this. This is wild. This is wild. I'm going to go see what's going on in my office over here. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy. One question for a counter trend in general: do you always execute just when support will be broken, or will you wait for a candle to close below support? It depends. You know, depends. It really depends. Depends if an impulse entry setup is there, which we've talked about in the webinars. If an impulse entry setup is there, then I'll do the impulse entry. But if there's a big wick on the previous candle, then I would probably wait for the candle to close. Man, what's going on over here? This is insane. Wow. Wow, like what do you do? Ooh. Bro, how can price can move in this way if it's not a if it's not a red flag? Well, welcome to the markets, buddy. We welcome you to the wild, wild west. Market does whatever it wants, you know? So here, you just stay away. This is where the person you marry goes off the hinges and gets volatile. You're like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna stay away from you now. I'm staying away from any potential trade. I'm not doing anything. Yeah, I'm staying away. This is where you put your hands on your ass, under your ass, wherever. All right, let's take a look at this, Ramin. NAS 100. Oh yeah, we're consolidating over here. Okay. We are consolidating over here. So maybe a support would also make sense. It was this one, right? Oh yeah, it's this one. Yeah, we are ranging. Did my template save yesterday? Yes, this thing saved. Beautiful. Yeah, we're consolidating. 30-minute, 1 hour. Yeah, we are consolidating. Yeah, it's sick. right here, and then up over there as well. And then you got clean range going up, sort of semi-clean range going down. But yeah, that does make sense right there. We are sort of consolidating right now. What time you will learn with the market and RP for traders who don't put a stop loss in your GJ? Man, crazy. Wild. Wild. Bank of Japan speeches. Bear with us, Raja, to stay away from this right now. Yeah, just bear with me. We're going to stay away from pound yen. We're going to ignore pound yen for the rest of the day. Pound yen is grounded for the rest of the day. Not going to entertain pound yen. You guys want to see some power food? Let me show you some power food. This is power food right here. Look at this. Look at that. You can see it. That's boiled eggs with peanut butter. I'm gonna go in the kitchen after the stream. I'm gonna put some honey on it. Oh my God, this is power food over here. Power food for the shoulders I did today. Boom, first meal of the day. All right, let's take a look at GJ over here. Yeah, GJ, just wait. Just wait. Just wait. Who made this for you? Who made this for me? Obviously, my lovely wife made this for me. So let's take a look at this. 195, 195, 100. We have support. Now, if this candle closes above 195, 100, then this is still support. If it closes above this area, this means price could not close below 195, 100 and close above 195, 100. Now, we don't know how this is going to close, so we got to wait for the candle to close, and then we'll say, okay, whether we close above it or below it, then we'll decide what we can do. Because if it closes at 195, 100 and creates support, then we can continue to push up. I just entered sell on GJ. Wow, Supreme Forex, good job. Now I'm hungry. Yeah, man, boiled eggs with peanut butter. Try it. Honestly, just try it. Just try peanut butter with boiled eggs, and you're gonna love it. Raja, I can afford 400 for trading, so is it a good idea to buy MFU and trade with the remaining 300? Yes, I would say so. Yes, but you'll have to be very disciplined. You have to be very disciplined, and with the 300 that you're gonna start to trade with, aim to make $25 the first week on that 300. $25 a week. That's $100 a month you're focusing on a $300 account. If you can just focus on $100 for the first month on the $300 account, man, who knows, you may make more, you know, because you're very, very disciplined, you're being very disciplined, and you're trying to make $100 on the 300, you know, just in 1 month. That's it, man. Like if you deposit $1,000, you can make 100 a week. Coming here from Don Wu, awesome, welcome. What's your terminal name? C Trader. This is C Trader on Dominion Markets. We're using C Trader. Just try Dominion Markets. Give it a shot, and you're going to see a massive difference in execution speeds, overall, like, you know, our liquidity. I mean, there's going to be a very refreshing change on C Trader as well. I trade on very small capital, but answering your question, bro, invest in yourself, invest in your education. Yes, investing in education, investing in yourself, that's amazing. The guy who took a sell around 195, 300, whatever, GJ is just don't. Just don't. This is the biggest candle I've seen in GJ. Yeah, me too. To be honest, this is the biggest fuck up I've seen GJ do in a while, man. It's 200 pips. It's not something small, man. This is wild. I'm going to start a 1,000 challenge on May 1st. Amazing. Very nice. I also joined with a $300 account. Until now, I have made $70. Oh, amazing. Just Jeet. Very nice. You know, now you got to take it slow, and yeah, you got to take it slow, because 100% you can make $100 and more. Deposit in yesterday $50, now turn it into $130. Very, very nice. Wow, look at that. We have winners all around. Raja, show your TRT guns. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah. Is it sustainable to have a 30% ROI month over month over a year period? Yes. Yes, it's very, very sustainable. Very, very sustainable to have 30% ROI. You can't do that because, you know, in trading, in currency trading especially, you have leverage. That's why it's possible. When you're doing stocks and stuff like that, it's not possible because you don't have much leverage. You know, I joined with $500 and I'm at $12.50 now. Wow. When did I join? I joined on from the 20th. Let's take a look at this. So I joined on the 20th, less than the 19th. I was at 3,500. I'm at 3,900 now. So I made $400 since I joined. Since we started Market Fluidity University, I'm up $400. You know, and most of the trades we've taken here, we also discussed them in detail on Discord as well. Most of them were like, you know, pre-London and London Open. Let's see here. I want to be trader like you. Which way is the best way to start as a beginner? The best way to start as a beginner is to deposit $100 in a live account and just trade that. Man, this is insane. This is wild. Wild. This is wild. Can you rotate this? Oh no, can't. You can't rotate it. Wild, wild. Like, I guess some traders out there will be having both buys and sells losses. Yeah, since I joined MFU, I'm nearly to pass phase 1 on MFU, 35,000 pounds. Wow. What's your biggest win and loss in one trade? My biggest win was 350 something, 350K. This was in February. Yeah, I remember this. This was in February, Russia and Ukraine. It was a buy on a 1 hour candle, and 1 hour candle moved fucking $35 on gold, and it was a huge win. It was a huge win. My biggest loss was like 58,000. That was on CPI, and I got fucked both ways. I got my buy stops got activated and the sell stops got activated. Yeah, it was bad. It was very bad. But yeah, Russia and Ukraine made some good amount of money. COVID time made some good amount of money in COVID time. When Trump came, did decent in Trump because didn't really know what to expect because that was my first presidency. How did you hold this 350 pip move? Oh, how did I hold that? I didn't. I took it as the 1 hour candle was like 20 minutes left for it to close, and then I had to go do some stuff, and my stop loss was like, you know, below the 1 hour, and I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna get like 30, 35 pips out of it. I came back to 350 pips because Russia went in Ukraine or whatever, some news happened, and gold just moved all the way up. It just broke every resistance there. Dominion slippage sucks. No, it does not suck. We have no slippage. Yesterday, I think at the open, someone had slippage here, but other than that, it's perfectly fine. Many profitable traders have drawdown months, but not you. How so? No, I don't know any profitable trader who has negative months. Only those who swing trade. Only those who swing trade. I trade within the session. I do intersession trading, so I don't. Is there Rajak Sino tonight? No. There's no Rajak Sino today. It's Friday. Does C-Trader operate in Ethiopia? Why do you think C-Trader will not operate in Ethiopia? Why? What's the reason? Why would you think that's going to be the case? What has Ethiopia done to C-Trader that they would cancel Ethiopia? I made 40% on Israel and Iran. Oh, nice. That's crazy. How much profit should I take in a trade? Depends on what your plan is, but wow, man. Wow, this is wild. Pound yen. Gold also. Need a retracement on gold. Need a retracement on gold. Do you know Trading Dom? No. Yeah, this is wild. So yeah, if we can create support on pound yen to go up, that'll be amazing. But here's the thing, right? So if we create support on pound yen, we need to create support on pound yen, and if we break that support, then this wick becomes the wick fill. You know, even till here becomes the wick fill. So you have to wait. NAS 100 is still consolidating. Okay. Every Sunday video talking about business, it would be great. Raja Harmozi. Ah, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a very good idea. You know, C-Trade is pretty good so far. Way better than other platforms. 100%. I agree with that. 110%. Look at the amount of information you see on C-Trader. Look. So this is my default setup on Windows, right? On Mac, you don't get to see this. On Windows, you do. So obviously you got your spreads, high, low, whatever. Like, you know, from here you can adjust whatever trade you want to take. Do this on MagicKeys way better. But anyway, you got your calendar, you got your depth of market, you got your symbol info, all the information about gold that the broker gives you, your swap fees, minimum maximum lot size. The max trade you can do is 1,000 lots. You know, your market hours, your trade stats on gold. So you can see all my trade stats on gold. My total trades I've taken are 56. Winning trades are 40 on gold. I have a very high win rate here on gold, to be honest. You know, let's take a look at this right here. Yeah, okay. So on gold, my winning rate is 71%. Oh, nice. Very nice. 71% win rate on gold. Pound yen is 50%. I've only taken like one or two trades on pound yen. Other than that, man, this is actually pretty good. Pretty good stats here. Average hold duration, pretty small. Let's take a look at this daily here. Look at this equity curve slowly growing, right? 1,000, yeah. MT5 is the best of all. I don't think you've tried. Can you do this in your MT5? Can you do this on? No, you can't. No, you can't. This is, you don't even need MyFXBook because everything is hosted on C-Trader servers. Yeah, it's actually pretty sick. So yeah, it looks like we are kind of like, you know, rejecting, kind of slowing down on gold. So you have to wait over there. Look at this pound yen over here now too. The 30-minute candle is going to close in about 10 minutes. But this pound yen is super wild for this. It's super wild for this. Yeah, your JPY did this as well. Let's see here. Yeah, right? Should have. Oh yeah, your JPY did do that. Look at that. I gotta change this template to my template. Yeah, wow, look at that. This is my template. Huh? What's this? Raja naked? Okay. Yeah, we did do it. Anyway. I've said bye-bye to MT4, MT5. Yeah. Me too. I removed the app from my phone. C-Trader web version slow AF. No, maybe it's your computer. On my C-Trader pip showing 3-digit, how 10 pips showing 103-digit, how to convert in 2-digit. I don't know, maybe move to Dominion Markets. So you'll see it like this. How many hours video in MFU, Raja Tank? It's not about the hours of videos. Because, yeah, it's not about the hours of videos. It's about what you're trying to gain from it. It's not about the hours of videos. It's about what you're trying to gain from it. I bought a course on like, you know, like sales funnels and marketing, you know. So I bought a course on that, sales funnel and marketing, and that course was like $5,000, and the content in that course was for 6 hours, 6-hour long content, $5,000. You know, so it's about what value you're trying to get out of it. You know, I never asked, okay, how many hundreds of hours is this content? No, it was like 5 hours content, 5-6 hours content, and I knew the guy, and the guy was good, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm willing to pay 5K for this. And honestly, the information there was more than enough what I needed. Way more than enough what I was needed. Watch ICT, you have 10,000 hours on there. Wow. Which is why most of the ICT traders go, they go all the way down. Because 10,000 hours, who's willing to go watch 10,000 hours? You know, like you want to be successful, you want to go in, you want to need the information you want, you get that information, and then you execute on that information. You're not gonna fucking sit and watch 10,000 hours, to execute. Come on, 100 hours is crazy. Yeah, exactly. 100 hours is crazy. So most of the concepts we have are the same concepts taught in different ways, right? Same concepts taught in different ways and different examples. That's it. Does XNS work on C-Trader? I don't know. I wish I owned XNS so I knew. You don't like C-Trader, more like MT5, but your broker was denied access to MT5. I like your motto, like what you get repeated again and again. No, actually no. MT5, they were on our ass for some reason. We had prop firms hosted, and they didn't like that. They wanted the prop firms to be hosted directly on MT5, or they wanted to charge this exorbitant amount. We're like, okay, like, you know what? If it's gonna come to that, I'm sorry, we can't. But then we came to C-Trader. But C-Trader, honestly, is still pretty good. Very, very good. How many hours video? Okay. If sell 30-minute close bearish, no. For gold, I want to see maybe some sort of a support form, and if we break the support, and then we can continue to put down. Wow, pound yen is super wild. Got about 6 minutes left for the 6 minutes left for the Okay, see here. What do we have for the agenda today in our work? What do we have in the agenda today? Today we have 2 meetings. Interesting. All right. Are you confident in making members in MFU achieve millionaire within a year? No. No. I'm gonna be real with you. You're not gonna get to you're not gonna get to millions. You're not gonna get to millions in a year. You may be able to get to, maybe end the year at making maybe like 5K a month, 6K a month, 5 to 6K a month. That's a pretty good return on investment, right? Then the year after that, you may get to like 7 to 10K a month, something like that. So give it time. You give it time, and you're going to look back and you're going to say, okay, you know what? I didn't rush. I wasn't a retard. I didn't rush to this, inconceivable amounts. I was realistic. I gave it time, and look where I am now after a year and a half. In a year and a half, if you can get to like 5K a month from trading, man, that's amazing. People would cut their limb off to have extra 5K a month. Times are so tough. Times are so tough. People would do that, man. You guys don't understand. You guys have the liberty to learn a skill where you can make an income after 6 months to a year, and you're like, man, okay, like, you know what? Yeah, I have to take this seriously. You have to. This is a business, But looking at pound yen now, this candle is about to close. I was looking at it from a perspective of, okay, can we take a buy when we break above this high, but the candle's about to close and we got resistance right over here. Super wild. Wow, look at this. 40 pip stop, man. 40 pip. What's happening on the 5-minute over here? Yeah, wow. This is wild. Wild. Never if I was going to get into pound yen, I'd really lower my stop loss. Look at this 1 hour candle. It's like the 1 hour candle pulled up its pants. Like, pulled up its pants all the way up. Yeah, If someone was to ask me, how do you think the 1 hour candle is going to close? Look at this 30-minute candle. I would say I have no idea. I'm going to have to wait. Yeah, like what even the fuck do you do over here? You know, like, I'm going to wait for this candle to close. I don't know what's going on. This setup is too bullish. It's wild. It's wild. You take it, GJ will beat your ass with this wick over here. You know? Pants pull up candle. Crazy. What do you think about gold now? We're closing below resistance. You know, we're closing below resistance. I feel like we may range between 23.46 and 23.37. I feel like we may range because it's Friday. We've already had, you know, like a 150 pip move. And, you know, if we do range between 23.46 and 23.37, that's like a 90 pip range to range in. And if we do start to range in this range, we did have a rejection here. I mean, if we form some sort of a resistance below this candle here, I may look for a sell later on. You know, I may look for a sell. It's not like I'm saying I will look for a sell. I may look for a sell below 23.43, whatever, for price to go down because we had clean candle to the left hand side. Now, I don't know whether that's going to be an impulse entry. I don't know if that's going to be waiting for the candle to close. It just depends on how price comes down towards this wick for the candle to break. That's it. Gautam Patnikar. I bought MFU. Let's see how I can grow my $300 account. I will let you know after 1 month. Stay tuned. Hey, listen. If you overtrade, then that's all on you. You don't have. Just don't overtrade. Don't overtrade. You don't have to overtrade. If you're so profitable as you claim, why don't you sell Signal 1,000 a month? Don't say it requires time. You can employ 2 individuals or people, use copy trading app of yours, make 1 million a month. No. That's not my goal. I don't want to do that. Why would I do something that you think I should be doing? That's not my goal. My goal is not that. Stop loss, 20 pips, TP is 21 pips. And man, trust me, you should have enough liquidity even to honor 1 million a month in copy trading and trading the account. Like, no, your leverage is going to be reduced once you get to 1 million a month. The 30-minute candle on gold, wow. Yeah, the candle bodies are getting smaller over here. Look at this pound. Well, look, what even the fuck is going on with pound yen? What even is up with pound yen over here? Let's put this range right over here. Yeah, man, this is wild, to be honest. Super wild. Do you think that this 15-minute creating a resistance, if it breaks, we can take a buy? You know what? I was actually looking at the same thing on the 15-minute, but what's this? Why is this zone? Oh, wow, why is this zone so big? Oh, it's all the way from the left-hand side. I was looking at this area, but how big is this wick over here? This is like a 28 pip wick in the 30-minute. So that's going to be basically the 30-minute candle filling the wick. And the 30-minute candles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles have already moved bullish. So what's the probability the 8th candle will also move bullish? No, I'd rather wait for a retracement. I mean, if this situation was somewhere over here or somewhere right after we broke from consolidation, then I would take this in account. Yeah, then I would take this into account. You know, because you also got to understand 15-minute is weaker confirmation, so that's why. What's this? The best thing in NFU is that it does not provide signals. It's all about knowledge and experience. Yes! Way better than signals. Way better than signals. Like, especially this morning, you know? This morning, we saw gold breaking out. We sent our analysis, we sent conditions to trade and this and that, and then, like, you know, then everyone gets involved. They're like, oh, okay, what's going on? And then you watch it happen. and then you're like, okay, I'm going to execute. Sometimes you don't execute because you're not so sure. Then you see people sending charts that they executed, and someone said, I just entered now, or I entered now, I secured now, it moves, and that fills you with confidence that if regular people can do this, I can do this too. Osman Salim, thank you, brother. Take care. Yeah, it's Jummah here as well soon. So I'm gonna go here as well, guys. So take care. We're gonna see you guys on Monday. And for the guys who are in MFU now, we're gonna see you guys on Sunday for the Q&A session. But this gold, yeah, breaking up. I don't. Yeah, no. The 8th candle trying to move up. Yeah. Anyway, take care, guys. Be safe. All right, YouTube. YouTube. Take care.